Welcome viewers. Let's take a look at this question. Now, this question is saying that if a DNA strand has a base sequence of what? TCA, its complementary strand must be what? Remember, DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid strands. This is a structure of what? Double DNA, double helix what? Strand. Now, this DNA, there are three things that made up of what? That made this DNA. Number one is, we call it nitrogenous basis. Nitrogenous base or basis. Number two is sugar molecule. Number three is phosphate group. Phosphate group. These are the three things that made up of what? The structure of what? DNA. And these three basic things now are called nucleotides. These three things are called nucleotide. These three things are called nucleotide. If you remove this phosphate group, these two now are called nucleosides. Nucleoside is nitrogenous basis and what? Sugar. But nucleotide is what? Nitrogenous basis, sugar, and what? And phosphate group. Now, what made up this nitrogenous basis are what we call AT. Adenine. We have thymine. We have cytosine, and we have guanine. These are what we call nitrogenous bases. There are 4 nitrogenous bases in what? In DNA. The RNA is being replaced by what? By oral C, but we are not asked of what? RNA, that is ribonucleic acid. We are asked of what? DNA. So the thing that make up of DNA, the basis, nitrogenous basis, is what? Adenine, thymine, cytosine, and what? Guanine. Now, take notes. Adenine will always pair with what? Thymine. Do you get that? AT. Remember, ATP. Just let ATP be something that you use and remember. ATP, but your focus is what? AT. AT means what? Adenine, thymine. GC. You can remember, if those who are in Nigeria, watching from Nigeria, you say GCE. When you remember GC, you should know that is what? Guanine, cytosine. You get that? So now, adenine will always pair with what? Thymine. See, A will pair with what? T. While guanine will always pair with what? Cytosine. G and what? C. But remember, the bond that connects adenine and thymine is what? Double bond. Is a hydrogen bond. You get that? Is what? A double bond. While the bond that connect guanine and cytosine together is what? Triple bond. So this is how they are paired in what? In this structure. Do you get that? Now, have a look at that. Let's look at how the complementary strand of this one. Now, if you have something like this, let's just say you have something like this, and here you have A, here you have what? T, here you have what? G, here you have what? C, here you have what? G, here you have what? A, here you have what? Maybe T, here you have what? A, and so on and so forth. Now, this one now, this is the complementary strand now. What will pair to A? I told you that the complementary strand, this one is called the complementary strand. This is the real strand, this is the complementary strand. This is what if this is assumed to be what? Our father DNA. Now, this one that we want to make now is what? Is our own DNA. Now, the complementary A, I told you that will always pair with what? With T. So, complementary A will be what? Will be T. Do you get that? This T now will be what? Will be what? A. Are you following? G will pair with what? G will pair with what? C. So here will be C. This C will be what? With what? G. Are you following? This is how it goes. G will pair with what? With C. Then A will pair with what? A will pair with T. T will pair with what? T will pair with A. And A will pair with what? A will pair with what? T. This is what we call complementary strand. And you see, very, very simple. Now, of course, here we have what? Double bond. Here we have what? Still double bond. Here we have what? Triple bond. That is how it is. Okay. Now, going back to our question, we are given what? TC what? TCA. So I told you that what will pair with T will pair with what? T will always pair with what? A. So we have what? A. C will pair with what? C will pair with what? G. So we have what? G. And A will pair with what? A will always pair with what? T. So T. So our answer is what? AGT. AGT. So the correct option is what? Option C. Please, as you are watching, subscribe for more videos. I have a lot of videos in chemistry and biology. As you watch, just subscribe so that you'll be given